800 values for New Year human being. Tao 187. Tao is the consciousness of the greatest creator, the blood of the universe, nature, the synthesis of all rules and laws, and the general program that governs the operation of everything in the universe. 188. Tao has 8 characteristics: holographic order, eternal reliability, sense and response instantaneously, lack of interior and exterior and transcendence over time and space, spirituality, fairness, no sluggishness, elusiveness and substantiality. 189. The connotation of everything represented by Tao is expressed in form. Without form, the connotation of Tao will be difficult to materialize. Form is the embodiment of Tao, but is by no means Tao. In the same way, the cell of human body is the embodiment of human body, but the cell is absolutely not man. 190. Tao exists in everything, and everything exists in Tao. Tao is one. The bulky universe has only one consciousness, the consciousness of the greatest creator, which is represented by way of Tao. 191. The attitude of Tao has no contradictions. 192. The operation of Tao begins with the minor details, completes in drips and drabs, and consummates in the profound and subtle. However, there is no knack to it. 193. Then is the best approach through which one can achieve the enlightenment of Tao. Any other approaches can be described in words. Only then can be perceived with soul. Having understood the truth of them, you need not go to school, because the heaven, the earth, and all phenomena are books. Anytime, no matter whether we are awake or asleep, we are always reading the book of heaven and earth, and all the phenomena. 194. One thing is eternal. From the remote past to the infinite future, it has been committing itself silently. Its idea can change any time, but its essence always remains the same, in the past, at present, or in the future. As long as we are willing to, we can rely on it at any time. And this is the place where we can settle for life. It is Tao. Tao is the embodiment of the consciousness of the greatest creator, and the soul of the greatest creator. By entrusting life to the care of Tao, we are entrusting life to the care of the consciousness and the soul of the greatest creator. In one word, we must entrust life to the care of the greatest creator. 195. Without use, the entity will not be of no avail. This is a big secret, which means that the connotation of the entity is exhibited through its use. To obtain the entity, one must spend time and effort on use. Without use, the entity will not be obtained. Only if we have exhibited our use can we achieve Tao, because the value of thing lies in its use. Without use, one cannot obtain the entity. 196. The value of a thing lies in its use. The functions and the values of Tao are embodied completely in the use. The greater and the more the use, the greater the value. The objects in the universe all exhibit their values through their uses. As far as man is concerned, the more uses one has, or the greater use one has, the greater value he will have and the greater connotation he will have. Therefore, he will be more likely to endure. We cultivate ourselves so that we can expand our uses. The more useful we are, the greater achievements we will obtain in cultivation. 197. The characteristic of Tao is holographic order. Charles is the phenomenon of holographic order, while holographic order is the essence of Charles. In mankind, 999,999 out of a million see the world as a Charles. 1 out of a million people view the world as a holographic order. Jesus, Sakyamuni, and Lao Tzu are great because the world in their eyes is holographic rather than chromatic. The perception of Charles is narrow-sensed, unilateral, local and linear. while the perception of holographic order is broad-sensed, comprehensive, integrated, non-linear. 198. To cultivate oneself is mainly to change oneself rather than change the environment. If you do not change yourself, the environment will never change. If you change yourself, the environment will also change accordingly. 199. To learn from Tao, one must learn from everything in nature, from the mirror and from children. To achieve Tao, one must forget himself and faithfully reflect truth and facts. Those who have achieved Tao are like mirrors, which truthfully reflect everything, including the endless change and world outside. He should not distort facts and senses. One who has no self but can faithfully reflect truth and facts is one who has achieved Tao. 200. The pursuit of various arts is a small matter, but the pursuit of Tao is an important matter. It is easy to acquire and learn art, but extremely difficult to achieve Tao. Don't fall into and get stuck in the traps of arts, because arts are endless. The research of arts cannot be completed in 100,000 years, so let's rush directly to the headstream, Tao. 201. It is difficult to scale heaven, but it is even more difficult to understand oneself. It is difficult to pursue Tao, but it is more difficult to confront oneself truthfully. 202. Chickens and dogs will not follow to enter the paradise as a result you have acquired Tao. Friends and relatives cannot achieve celestial being simply because you have succeeded in achieving celestial being. Everyone must achieve Tao with his or her own effort. 203. Our cultivation should be concentrated on the perception of Tao, the pursuit, the acquisition, and the practice of Tao. And we should not infatuated with exploits, magic, arts, and ceremonies. We should pay attention to the connotation instead of the appearance and the forms. The core of the cultivation is to perfect the non-material structure of life rather than obtain wisdom and extrasensory perception and psychokinetic power. We should concentrate our effort on our thinking, on the transformation of consciousness instead of on sitting cross-legged and practicing one's skill. 204. The perception, pursuit, verification, acquisition, and maintenance of Tao is the road to sublimation of life. The perception of Tao is to understand, by observing the endless variety of phenomena in the boundless universe, the laws and the rules that govern the operation of the universe, the origin of all things and the phenomena, the principles of the operation of life, and the secrets and profound mystery of the universe, time and space, and the life and the life. The pursuit of Tao is to establish one's own outlook on the world, life and the values, on the basis of perception of Tao. The verification of Tao is to constantly validate through one's practices whether the outlooks on the world, the life and the value are correct and conform to the laws and procedures of the evolution of Tao. The acquisition of Tao means that one has understood the secrets and profound mystery of the universe, time and space, and the life, and has established unbreakable correct views on the world, life and the values. The maintenance of Tao means that one will self-improve, self-refine, and behave according to the views on the world, life and the values that one has established, and will stick to his faith and belief no matter how the world may change. What great event has happened in the beginning, whether he is in favorable circumstance or in adversity, and no matter how great the temptation he is faced with, he will remain resilient and strong even after going through endless battering of hurricanes from every direction. He will remain seated on the fishing boat, unaffected by the surging stormy waves. Jesus' teaching that one who has the greatest endurance will be saved is the core meaning of maintaining Tao. 205. The wood may break into halves on constant sawing. The hard rock may be worn away by constant dripping of water, so the pursuer of Tao should persevere in their effort. A channel will come into being wherever the water flows, and things will be easily settled when conditions are ripe. The person who has acquired Tao can grasp the mystery of nature. (206) 10 minus 9 equals Tao. The Tao has intricate layers of connotations. However, when put in a nutshell, Tao is simply the law and the order, order one. For man, the meaning of 10 minus 9 is cast away numerous and complicated matters in life and concentrate all one's effort on one thing. As long as we have thoroughly, intensively, and completely attained to one matter, we can obtain from it all what we need. That is to say, as long as we stick to one, it means we have into the Tao. Undivided attention, wholehearted devotion, total commitment, and perseverance are the embodiment of 10 minus 9. As long as we are capable of 10 minus 9, there will be nothing that cannot be achieved. Constant water drops will wear away a hard stone. The sowing will break wood in halves. The prickles will come off naturally when the melons are ripe, and a channel will be formed when the water arrives. 207. Who can change the program of the evolution of Tao? We should not attempt to change it. What we need to do is to escape from the traps of life. Those who cannot save themselves cannot save others. Can the poverty-stricken offer financial help to others? Can the imprisoned help other prisoners escape from the prison? Those who have fallen into the trap should first find a way of escape in thinking consciousness. As long as you are awake spiritually and sober mentally, you can escape from the trap of life step by step. 208. The supreme Tao cannot be pursued by personal relationships. Instead, it can only be achieved by perfecting the non-material structure of life and by forming the same frequency and resonance with the one that you yearn for. The same frequency and resonance is the only correct and in fact magical gate to the acquisition of the supreme Tao.